Exactly. A robot Trojan horse and a threat of a nuclear war. Join us as we dive into issues 3 and 4 on our G.I. Joe Real American Hero comic reaction series right now.
And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our G.I. Joe Real American Hero comic reaction series. I am Michael, and with me each week for this series is Soundtracks with Birdman. Birdman, how the heck are you on this Monday?
I hurt my hands. But I'm okay. I'm okay.
The flames, right?
Yeah, I know. How is everyone out in YouTube land? I can't see the chat, so hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah.
Issues 3 and 4. You said you liked both of them. I like one of them. I'm kind of like on the other one. But yeah,
you've had 40 years to simmer with these things, and so
let's not discuss numbers.
No, we won't.
So yeah, number three.
Yes. Before we dive into number 3, let's just say hello to the folks that are in the chat who have sound off. We have a crew member, Frankie Rivera, saying, "Let's go." We got
let's do it.
Gady's Toys in the house. Very nice other YouTuber who I had caught his show, and he's actually a very engaging speaker. Really love his stuff. So thank you for joining us. And we got the Captain Kate.
Ooh, Caveman. All right.
So yeah, if you are in the chat, please sound off so we can make sure that we shout you out as well. But yes, we have a cool and a little terrifying issue.
I love the cover. This is like an awesome cover. It's just like this giant robot going, you know?
Yeah. The cover. Yeah.
Oh, what? You could get like the Sentinel and just like customize it. And then you got this robot dude.
Oh my God. Brilliant. Mind blown.
How much is that Sentinel right now? Is he 200 and something?
I don't know. I don't really collect a lot of Marvel stuff, so I don't know. But
you kind of see it, right? Just paint them blue.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. We got a Brick something snuck in. He says, "What Monday stream I like?" Yes. So, Brick, we're doing a reaction series on all of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero comics. Mr. Soundtracks with Birdman convinced me that we needed to do this, and so this is what we're doing on Monday.
For the good of humanity, it must be done.
Yes, it must be done. But yeah, let me see what that Sentinel is going for, because is that the Sentinel that just came out for Comic-Con?
Yeah.
$174.99. But yeah, we totally.
That's not bad.
No.
Dude.
No.
Get some spray paint. I mean, I'm probably a better way to do it than spray paint, but yeah. Dude.
Oh yeah, Brick is dead on. 175. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't really know a ton about it. I know the Toy Sorceress had covered this as part of Comic-Con, but this guy is 22.2 inches. Dang, crazy. It's nuts. We got Joe Fan 84. Thanks for joining us. Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah, and Brick, this is actually the first time that I've read these comics, so you're just seeing like a first reaction to me enjoying these comics and talking about them. So it's gonna be fun. All right. Yeah, cover is cool. And yes, Soundtracks with Birdman made the interesting connection that we can have this wonderful robot if we just customize that Marvel Legends Sentinel, right?
Or we could start like an email campaign for the next HasLab to be this guy.
Yeah, let me
or a USS Flag. I don't know which one do we want more.
Let me see if I can get this Sentinel up here. Oh yes, here it is. All right. So yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Because it's a really basic design for the Sentinel for $175. Holy cow.
Wasn't the HasLab version more than that?
Yes. It was
That was
also
like
larger too. But,
that was like 4 years ago.
oh yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah. Where does the time go?
I know, right? We digress. Let me let me get this other let me get the comic back up because that is what we are here to talk about. But yes, cool, very cool cover. And from this cover, we don't really know what's going on, but there is a robot that has invaded the pit.
Yes. And we open up on the splash page, the Trojan Gambit.
Yes.
And this is after the mission where they took over this Cobra base and they're taking apart the robot. And Breaker's got a line down here. He's talking to General Flag. He's like, some Cobra troopers thought they had Snake Eyes disarmed. He shouldn't be allowed to carry that thing in his boot. It's got to be against the Geneva Conventions. She's like, dude, can we have an entire comic book about that? I mean, come on.
All right. That would be awesome. But yes, the Joes have taken over a Cobra base. I love the peace through war and the Cobra sign back there. I love it. That's what you got to do.
I mean, whatever works, right? Right.
Yeah. And fantastic idea for a disguise to transport all the stuff back to the pit.
Mail trucks.
Mail, yes. You know, use the government resources like you should, right?
Yep.
Yep. And they got one mail truck dedicated to that disassembled robot because
that's got to be a decent sized mail truck.
Yeah, I was gonna say that robot was huge. So, but I guess if you disassemble it, it looks kind of like U-Haul size from the comic, but
yeah.
But I guess when you disassemble it, it's much easier. But it's funny, like the torso looks really tiny here, but it I don't know, maybe the scale.
That's kind of common in comic books. It's like depending on what panel you're looking at, depends on how big the object is. Yeah, it can vary panel to panel. Just think about like Batman's cape. Sometimes it's just like, and other times it's more compact. So I think that's just part of life with comic books.
Okay, and I'm getting to know the life with comic books, so I appreciate the history. JoeFan84 just got this comic last month and found it at his local comic shop.
That's How much you pay for it, Joe Fan? I'm just curious.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in the chat, man. And Joe Fan, did you buy the set that's shipping? I thought it was shipping. It's this fall, right? That it's shipping.
I don't know.
The 4-volume set that we got.
I should keep up on this, but I don't. Look at that. 3 bones.
$3, dude.
Yeah. I mean, adjusted for inflation, it's like getting it for free.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congrats.
Then we learn elsewhere.
Yes.
Phase 1 of our plan has been completed, Cobra Commander. That was the easy part. The next phase will be very tricky indeed. Indeed.
Indeed.
So they're just driving it back to the pit.
Yeah, which is the unassuming HQ company motor pool.
Yep. And then they drive it down and you get to see more like inner workings of the pit.
Yeah.
That would have made a cool play set.
Oh my gosh, totally. Yeah, I like this because they showed that whole pit over 2 pages in issue 1, and so you get to like know more about the pit and what it's used for, which is cool. I like that. I like that they brought that back in. I liked it. Because man, you go down, 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 down,
Down,
down.
down, down. Just like Serena.
Oh, good Lord. But I like that they showed like the levels and stuff, and they mentioned that like the living quarters are way down, they're at the bottom level, so it's safe from any like radiation attack, and they'll be safe. So,
Then we get them putting the robot back together.
yes. Yeah. And there's a little, there's some foreshadowing going on, because they mentioned there might be some booby traps, and so I kind of like that. So they're looking for the obvious explosive. They're scanning the thing, and they're like, oh, comes up clean.
Yeah, they were checking for chemical agents. Everything seems to check out. And then we get Hawk and Scarlet saying we got a social event upstairs.
Yes.
So y'all have fun playing with the robots.
Yeah, they have to go to the chaplain's assistant T, and it's funny because they have to keep up the appearance that they're just working at a motor pool and not a counterintelligence secret organization. So I like that aspect of it.
Would you buy a classified figure of Scarlet in her dress greens?
Maybe. That's a definite maybe.
What say the chat? Would they buy a Scarlet in her dress greens?
In these ones, you know what? Probably. I mean, I like the comic book figures that came out in like the mid 2000s. They should have made Scarlet in her dress greens. But yeah, it's funny that even Hawk makes a joke about hunting down international terrorists. Like, already then. But yeah, and then we get another glimpse into Snake Eyes' psyche here, and he's cleaning weapons so their guns don't jam while they're covering.
I think this dialogue should be reversed. Steeler should be asking Stalker why Snake Eyes cleans all the weapons. Because Stalker, spoiler warning, Stalker served with Snake Eyes in Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
So they have history together. So really, I think Stalker should have Steeler's line, and they should just switch it. But this is only issue 3, so let's not get too nitpicky.
Okay. All right.
Then we get Cobra. The chemical timer in the robot's right hand is due to activate itself in seconds.
Oh, in seconds. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Crazy. So yeah, they have this thing on the table, and Cobra is implementing their master plan, right?
Yes.
The hand becomes aware. It's moving around like the thing from Addams Family. I love it.
Yeah, it kind of is. But it shuts down the pit. Everyone gets locked in.
That's crazy. That's funny. Joe Fan 84 said exactly the same thing as he wrote it in the chat as we were speaking, and I love it. But yeah, it's a pretty intelligent hand, and it's pretty relevant to like this day and age with like AI and robots, and pretty cool. It's like a hand that can send a signal up the Cobra. Like, what the heck? There's so much technology in this hand.
And it just rebuilds itself.
Yes. Yeah, it shuts doors, it locks people in, it starts rebuilding itself. Now, this is crazy because it closes off blast doors and gets the Joe team stuck in various rooms, which is kind of funny. But this little hand can do all of that. But all right, so where are we now? We're in the cantina. Wait, no, the canteen. Sorry, the cantina in Star Wars. Yes. Oh my God. This is like one of the best scenes. in this one.
I don't know why Steeler's taking off his shirt. I mean, you got to take off a shirt to lift something up.
Well,
It's like watch me flex, bro. Ugh.
you gotta, you gotta impress your friends, and it looks like those uniforms are pretty constricting, right? You can only move a little bit in them, so I'm surprised he didn't rip it off like Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do, brother? Oh my gosh. Gatey's Toys. Steeler needs to show that 100 curls, what 100 curls a day looks like. That's right.
Yeah.
He looks pretty ripped under there. Damn. So he unjams the door, right?
He does.
Now we're in the arms room. Not arms, but arms.
The armory. We just call it the armory, I guess.
The armory, yes.
And Flash is going to use his laser rifle to burn a hole through the door. and Stalker and Snake Eyes are just going to go to sleep.
Right. I love that they make a joke about the robot reassembling himself in this one. It's kind of funny. Some more foreshadowing, right? But we know that's already happened. And then they open the door and surprise! Look what happened. Oh my gosh, the sound effects are cool. Like, I love reading them, but like hearing them out of your mouth like makes them all that more special. So we got the surprise of the robot assembled, and this whole shitstorm ensues, and the robot starts attacking everybody. And I love the makeshift Molotov cocktail that they've developed here out of shaving cream.
I wonder if that would actually work.
Depends on maybe which shaving cream you use, right?
Okay.
I mean, if ones that contain a bunch of alcohol and maybe that are compressed, maybe Barbasol is the brand that would do it. That would be my brand of choice for one of these.
Wow. I never thought I'd be having this conversation with you. Anyways, Cover Commander is waiting for the robot to fight its way out of the pit and activate its homing beacon. And it seems kind of crazy just be like flying around your helicopter just waiting for a homing beacon to pop up. And, but anyways, what do I know? I'm not the CEO of an international terrorist organization. So
no. And all the while, there's a burning electronic smell that's seeping up into the social, and this could actually spell bad news for the G.I. Joe team, because that would totally blow their cover, wouldn't it?
It would.
Alcohol and butane, and oh my god, Gatey's Toys. 80 shaving cream was tough, y'all. Oh my god, the shaving with shaving cream back in the, I don't know, in the 90s, though, it didn't get any better, man. That was hard. Definitely hard. I like saying the word Barbasol too, so it's gonna come up quite a bit.
I'll have to get you some Barbasol for Christmas.
Was that I gotta look up the shaving cream that Newman's character.
I think that was it.
Okay, all right. See, there you go. To get that
Sideshow made a little canister of that, and you could like unscrew it and have the little. It's like exact prop replica.
Oh, you're right. I think
years ago.
I was like, that's pretty freaking cool. But anyway, it's fun stuff. All right, so we got the robot in flames, and he's making his way up to the training level. So yeah, it's cool that they're bringing back in those levels of the pit too, and just referencing that from issue 1, so you can kind of remember like this thing it's deep. Like who? Serana. There we go. All right. It's been a long day.
She may be deep, but I can feel her.
Oh my god. Wow. We need at least one of those every stream. So
okay, so
where are we now? All right. So we have the robot making his way up to the training level now. And
yeah. Let's see, they got a pool, and then the robot jumps up from the pool.
Yeah. So again, like
How
this
did he?
robot is pretty badass.
He's like the Terminator.
He is. He's very technologically advanced. He's waterproof. He could reassemble himself. A single hand could rebuild it. It could transmit and remember codes. And this is kind of pretty cool because back in the 80s, supercomputers were about 5,500 pounds and took up 16 square foot of floor space. And so this is probably the size of what a supercomputer would be like, but a moving, aware one that can just cause a shit ton of damage. Which is cool. I mean, and the robot it's on a mission, right?
It is. And they dropped the elevator on it.
I love that. I love that their plan is to drop the robot down an elevator shaft.
And then they dropped the howl on it, which breaks my heart. I always liked the howl as a child.
Oh.
But just keeps on coming up the stairs.
Yep. Gets a licking and keeps on ticking. That one robot could replace the entirety of Cobra's infantry. I was thinking the same thing. Like this robot is smarter and could take more firepower and damage than any of the Cobra army. Like they should have done more with this robot.
It's like a precursor for a bat, only more badass.
Damn. You are absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Badass. A lot of badassery going on. All right.
Then they throw silver paint on him.
Yeah. This was like their best idea that they had so far. So
and this is just to like pull up its sensors.
Mm-hmm. And it worked because what happened?
He falls into a hole.
A very deep, wide, and long hole. Mm.
Slide. and people can like hear stuff going on up at the party.
Yes.
And Hawk is just downplaying it.
Now, this is played off as an acoustical phenomenon. Now, soundtracks with Birdman, you are very much into acoustics, right? Like, what do you think about that explanation?
I'm not a sound engineer, but I try to use fancy words, sometimes so I sound more, I don't know, photosynthesis,
I love it. Break it down. But check this out. So in the first couple issues, we were seeing standard military helicopters. Now we're getting a flavor of some of the Cobra
branding. Yeah. You got a brand.
Yes. We got the hood of the Cobra integrated into the bottom of these helicopters, so you know who they're owned by, who's coming. I mean, it's brilliant, Cobra Commander, to stay very stealthy, isn't it?
It is. and he's being told that, hey, fuel's getting short, but Coco's like, we'll wait until the last possible moment. I waited too long to stage a full frontal assault on the G.I. Joe home base.
That's right.
The robot will succeed, and we shall destroy their command center. I'm like, dude, you might need some extra gas for all that, But
yeah. Would you have liked one of these as a toy if they had made this in the 80s?
I don't know. I would. I always loved the Fang. I got so much playtime out of the Fang.
Yeah, Fang. Yes, Fang is a smaller. It's a one-man unit. This is more. I would think this would be more like
a troop transport.
Like a troop transport, smaller than a Tomahawk, but bigger than a Fang. Bigger than a bread box.
Yeah.
Smaller than a car. Like a real car. But yes, Cobra, they're in dire straits because they might run out of fuel. It's a real problem. Cobra Commander seems to get into these problems pretty bad.
Guys, no, guys. Taco, come here. Come here.
You're making me hungry. So the soundtracks with Birdman's got lots of doggies, lots of cute doggies in the house. So he's a very nice gentleman who takes care of lots of doggies so they can have a fantastic life.
Oh, there's a
There's
taco.
one. Who is that?
Hello, taco.
Oh, taco.
Taco.
So cute. Let me give you a solo layout for taco here.
Oh, there we go.
He's down. Taco down.
No.
All right.
All right. So Flash and Stalker and Snake Eyes are getting out, and they discover that the robot is broke. But then the head, like, it grows like tentacles.
Yeah, it's a technical marvel. This thing, it's got tentacles, and now it kind of reminds me of like Alien. Now these little aliens running around.
And Flash just shoots it, and then what comes out of the skull? Little spider robots, and they're just smacking them.
Yeah.
I like it that Stalker's using the rifle that he came with as an action figure.
Yeah, I do like that. That's a good, that was very perceptive. I will call you Percepticon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the technology marvel doesn't stop here. He's got little transmitter bugs. There's only, I guess only 12 of them could fit in there for last resorts, right? I mean, Cobra Commander thought of everything.
Mostly.
This robot is the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly. So now what? They're on a bug stomping mission?
They are, and Cobra Commander's running out of fuel.
Poor Cobra Commander. He's just getting like the shaft and the short end of the stick all the time, right?
The robot got the shaft too.
That's literally.
Literally.
And
then like one climbs up and the old dude with the gray hair stomps on it.
Yeah.
And then Scarlet.
Yeah, they gotta play all that up. They gotta play all that off because they gotta keep up appearances. But yeah, so Scarlet saves the day, stomps the bug, and Cobra Commander's got a bug out. Bug. Pardon the pun.
And I enjoyed this issue. I thought, as a standalone, it felt very Marvel Comics with all the giant robot, tearing stuff up. The comic book hasn't really started going yet. I think the best issue so far is the second one. I like the second issue the best.
Okay, all right. Was this your when you alluded to a meh issue? Was this it, or is this
no? I think issue 4 was kind of like,
all right. I like this one too because like the Joes were fighting Cobra, but in a very different way by taking on a giant robot instead of a battalion of troops or invading an island. So I like this issue. I like to see the kind of the updated helicopters is like, I mean, this is only issue 3, right?
Sure.
So
yeah,
on, I'm sure they're going to get more Cobra-fied and more Cobra looking. So fun stuff.
But issue 4, we got a pretty exciting cover.
It's a very cool cover. It's got Rock and Roll and Scarlet and Snake Eyes and Hawk and some green shirts on here. I'm like, I don't know really what they're doing or how this relates to the story, but
yeah, I don't either because I kept looking. I'm like, okay, where does this happen in the story?
We're like, okay, but we get
like some Cobra Kai people with Strike First on the title page.
Yeah. So this guy, so it's title of the story is Operation Wingfield, right? So, he's got the First Strike hat on, which has like the illustration does a little foreshadowing too, with the little nuclear blast in the logo. And he's got his first strikeout on, and he also sounds like a drill sergeant, and his mustache is on point. What do you think about that mustache, Birdman?
That looks like a lot of work.
A lot of wax and a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, all right. We got fresh recruits, little training exercise, and
We got tat going on.
We got Clint Jorgensen in the house. That mustache would be impossible to grow and style. Clint, I might take you up on I think it was a challenge when you dropped that comment in the other live stream. He's like, Michael, would you ever consider just going full mustache and that's it? Maybe I'll do a Wingfield mustache and see how it is. And Clint, maybe I'll prove you wrong. Maybe it won't be impossible to grow in style.
You would look so super villain-esque with that.
Maybe I'll try it. Huh? I mean, it's just hair. Just, whatever. So this is interesting because we get a sense of who Wingfield is. So he hits one of the recruits and he refuses medical treatment for him. So Wingfield,
the bone is shattered, and he's like, no.
Nope.
He knew the risk when he joined us. He'll have to make do with a field dressing and some aspirin. I'm like, dude.
I know. That would suck. I mean, I'm allergic to aspirin, so I would just take a field dressing, but that's gotta hurt.
Then we learn that they're just watching a film back at the pit.
Yeah. Yeah. So we learn that Wingfield is the leader of a militia, and they're going to send a 3-man team, Hawk, Grunt, and Snake Eyes, to go see what's going on. And what did they refer to Stalker as a ranger here? I think throughout
he's a ranger.
He is a ranger, but they don't call him by his code name Stalker in this one, which is interesting. I just thought it was interesting. But anyway, moving on.
Hawk just keeps looking like Duke to me. It's like I keep wanting to call Hawk Duke.
I know. It's hard.
I like Hawk with dark brown hair better than blonde hair.
Yeah.
Just saying. If Hasbro were to do a version 2, maybe change his hair color.
Yes. We got Rolando Flores in the house. Thanks for joining us. So Hawk and Grunt are posing as new recruits. And again, we see some foreshadowing of what's to come with Wingfield, as he says that they need to be ready for the collapse of civilization. That's
dum.
That's kind of ominous. Like, that would scare the shit out of me. I don't know about you.
I don't know. I'm sitting on like a year's supply of food. So.
Oh, that's right. You keep telling me about that. We'll talk about
that.
Yeah. But all right. We got the Joes waking up early and they are beginning Wingfield's boot camp, right?
Mm-hmm. And the entire camp is enclosed by hurricane fencing. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds fancy.
Hurricane fencing, it just looks like a normal fence, right?
Well, it sounds fancy.
It does sound very fancy. It does. So, yeah, but it's kind of cool because we got Grunt and Hawk, they're intentionally holding back their skills, but they're clearly better than everybody else that's there.
And then we got Snake Eyes writing. He's out there, spying, and he's writing in cursive. God bless him.
I know.
Like, observed Hawk and Grunt pretending to be clumsy and slow in a most unconvincing manner.
I love that. I mean, at least he's honest, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I could write cursive if my life depended on it right now. Like, that skill is long gone for me.
I can write cursive. And then we get Snake Eyes sneaking in at nighttime. Still writing cursive.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's got lots of skills writing in cursive. But yeah, he sneaks in at night and he goes into tremendous detail about everything. And so what Hawk and Grunt sneak out. And so there's a lot of stuff that goes on at nighttime here in this little camp.
And we got Snake Eyes climbing up this building to spy on people. And the bad dudes, we must launch our offensive.
What could that be?
Called Baldos Dock. Is that what it's called?
Well, they're sending it to that town, that city in Russia called Vladivostok.
Yeah, they're trying to make it look like, I guess, the U.S. took out this Russian town. I mean, it's kind of complicated plan, but I mean, I guess it could work.
Dwayne Otley has snuck in here. Great to see you, Dwayne. And I think you've been a member before, but if you have rejoined, thank you for the support, my friend. But good to see you in the chat. Yeah, so there's a ton of info on this page. We learn a lot of detail about Wingfield's plans. So we learned that Cobra provided the silent alarm for the armory. I learned that word from you just recently. And Hawk and Grunt are headed towards there right now, but they also provided them with two, not one, count them, two nuclear warheads. Two.
And they plan to die. And like, although we will perish in the first blast, the scum that persecute us shall join us in the blast that follow. I'll be like, I'm gonna leave now. I mean, like, I mean, I thought we were just playing, soldier or something. I'm like, dude.
He's getting crazier as the story goes on. But brilliant plan. He's going to send one of the nukes to Russia. So Russia assumes that America has attacked them. But then they have their second nuke, which is their failsafe, which is located underground. So this guy's got all the plans. All right. Moving on. So Grunt and Hawk, they get a good look at that armory and it's filled with tanks, but what else happens here? Can't forget about that silent alarm.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they should have known better, right?
I mean, Snake Eyes didn't trip any silent alarms. I'm just saying.
I know. So he's much smarter than that. And I think that comes from the no talking aspect. You got your whole mind to work with instead of just worrying about yam bammer into somebody. So.
But we do get a fist fight.
Well, yeah. Which is, I mean, fist fights are always fun. They're always fun. And I love it. Like Grunt and Hawk just take on everybody like it's nothing. They just, anyone that comes at them, they are wasting away at them.
And Mustache Dude wants to move up the timetable, but Snake Eyes sneaks into the Radio Shack and he takes care of business.
And what do these what sounds do these businesses make? See, this is what people pay the big bucks to come see and hear.
Which means, well, it doesn't say what it means, but okay.
It doesn't. But
and then that poor radio guy made this sound when he got killed. Irk,
irk. Is that the sound of his neck snapping?
I think he's probably trying to say something like, is it my break time? I don't know.
Been a while, guys. So yeah, so Snake Eyes ends up sending a signal out to the Joes, and signal received. Right.
And then
yes,
some Joes are about to get like put into like the little prison thing, and guess who comes to save them?
boom,
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
With
Now
a dual thump.
thump. So Grunt and Hawker marched to this hole by 2 guards, right?
I think they could have taken them out.
Oh, totally, because they just took out 24 people.
I know.
And so that was an error in judgment on whoever sent these fools to go march them into the hole. But anyway, the story could have taken a very different direction if this went the other way. But it didn't. And here we are.
And the airplane's taking off, flying away.
Yep, airplane takes off. Yep. And
Hawk wants to go back to the airfield to get a plane and chase him down.
Yeah. But that plane was in for repairs, right? Because I think we learned that let's see. Oh yeah, the radio ain't working on this thing. So he's trying to get I guess they know how to fly every single aircraft, right? So he just jumps into this thing, immediately knows how to pilot it, but the radio's dead. So he can't get any signal out to anybody. And that's a recipe for disaster in and of itself.
It is.
So he has no way to communicate with anybody. All right, now we're getting into some heavy stuff here. What the heck is happening here?
What page are you on?
I'm on a 17.
117?
17 of the sorry, that it is 116.
116. Okay, here we go.
In the PDF. But yes, Joe Fan is correct. Everyone on the Joe team knew how to operate all their equipment.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I wish I had all that knowledge.
Hey, you know what? Not only can I drive the 2 cars in my driveway, I could drive the 2 cars in my neighbor's driveway as well.
No shit.
I was a member of the G.I. Joe fan club back in the day.
Damn. And you learned all that from that?
I know. I didn't even have to try. Because I was a member of the G.I. Joe fan club.
I know.
I could also drive those neighbors' cars.
I wasn't, and I had to learn how to drive a single car when I was 16. So
each time you get a new car, you have to learn how to drive that new car. Wow.
Yeah. It's horrible. I should have been a member of the G.I. Joe fan club.
You should. They sent you a dog tag and a membership card and a belt with a belt buckle. The G.I. Joe. Way cool.
Gotta have it.
But yeah.
Katie's Toys. Joe taught me how to play inside rusted out fridges. I love it.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
And not only can you drive a car, you can drive a tank and and fly a helicopter, apparently, Birdman.
That's right. Probably even a space shuttle, you know?
Oh, the Defiant needs a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So, all right. Back to the lecture at hand. All right. So we got Hawk tracking down the bomber, and he can't communicate with the person who's piloting it because he wants him to bail out. So he just kind of shoots the fuel tanks and sends them into the ocean. But doesn't this thing is carrying a nuclear warhead, right? Yes. Then I don't know. I haven't read up on my nuclear warhead stuff. Do you have to activate these things or?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not going to explode upon impact then.
Well, I guess if we use Sum of All Fears logic, no. If we use Tomorrow Never Dies logic, very possibly.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, we're gonna have to get to the next page to see what happens on page 18, which is page 117 in the PDF. We got Wingfield initiating his backup plan, and he asked his wife to back him up. Right?
Yeah, apparently I guess he's got a family, you know.
His wife's there.
And
yeah.
But he just gets shot in the back.
Yeah. So yeah,
In front of his family? Yes.
No, I guess he basically is telling, like, there's a lot of women and children in this barracks, and so he's basically telling all the women and children that they need to get armed and get ready to fight.
This is like Jonestown on crack.
Totally is. Oh my gosh, totally is.
This is a kid's comic book. God bless.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
don't need no safe spaces.
No. So Wingfield tells his wife to back him up, and she says, "Don't worry, I know what to do." She breaks out her gun and shoots the mofo in the back.
Blam. Blam.
Holy crap. I was not
expecting. Then, correct. Everyone freeze, drop your weapons and assume the position now. And it's like, yes, sir, Anna, you know.
What position would that be?
Whichever position she wants.
That's right. Yeah, so the backup team comes just as Sherry shoots her husband in the back, but on page 119 in the PDF, Sherry informs Hawk that the timer has already been set for the nuke, and Zap has 5 minutes to disarm it?
Yep.
Zap, this is your show now. What would you do in this situation? Are you good under pressure?
I mean, I suppose. I mean, what kind of pressure are we talking about? I mean, like disarming a nuclear bomb? I mean, just cut the red wire. I mean,
we're talking 5 minutes.
How many wires could it have?
I'd be dead. So I'm not good. I'm not good in a situation like this. Everybody would be dead. And I'm sorry if you trust me with this job, bad on you. But we will entrust Birdman, soundtracks with Birdman with this job. So, all right. So they're finagling with this detonator, and there's a lot of suspense in this particular story because they're struggling to get the detonator up, and they got it up, they got it out, they got it disarmed, and without any contamination leaks. I mean, these guys are professionals, right?
It's G.I. Joe.
That's right. Looking at this with fresh eyes, though.
They're real American heroes.
They're my American heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. We got a fun story, a different story. And so this was the one that you were kind of meh about.
I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, there's no direct Cobra in it. I mean, it had some good Snake Eye stuff going on, but I was just kind of just getting to like the meat and potatoes of everything, and so I'm like, come on, let's hurry up. But it's about to start, and I'm like, I'm waiting for Major Blood to come in, and Destro, and Scarface, Dr. Venom. I want some more Quinn.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's coming. It's coming. It's only been on 4 issues so far, so
I know we're going to be doing this for years, anyways.
Yeah,
which will be fun. How old are we going to be when this is done? Inquiring.
older than today.
That's true,
but younger than 10 years from today.
10 years. We'll be like back when we started this G.I. Joe comic series. My teeth will be falling out, but I don't know. I think the direction that they were going in, I think they're setting up that G.I. Joe can take care of any threats. And it was cool to see
Yeah.
that it was not specifically fighting Cobra, but they're fighting all threats and, just all over the world, no matter what it is. But I think it was cool to see. But I guess it was Cobra by proxy, right? Because it was
It was
militia
Cobra
that was funded by Cobra indirectly. But it was also cool to see a small group of Joes work together. And, I like that surprise ending with Wingfield getting shot in the back, getting killed by his wife. Et tu, Brute!
I'm skipping ahead and trying to figure out, like, when does Major Blood come in?
I might have to do these by myself until all the characters come in that you. I'm just kidding. You're like,
No.
wait, we're gonna skip 5 through 17. I'm just kidding. Well, like you sent me issue 34, and that's got Wild Weasel and Ace and the Sky Striker, and so
that was one of the best issues ever. That dude.
And look at this, grade 9.0. I read it and put it back in its sleeve.
Now it's an 8.2.
Damn finger oils. Joe Fan 84. I played in the dirt with my Joes. My dad had a garden that he would till up, so the dirt was super loose, but Joes were expensive, so I mostly had the corpse mixed with Joes. Yeah, I played with my Joes in the backyard and also in the hot tub, so their O-rings got a little messed up faster than usual. So, all right, what are we looking forward to in? All right, we got
the October Guard coming up.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so we have issue 5. I'm just going to look at the cover here. We got Cobra Troopers that are actually looking like Cobra Troopers in this. So it's starting to come together a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're finding their artistic illustration style, correct?
Finding the groove. Yeah.
Finding the groove. And then let's see what the cover of issue 6 looks like. It's funny because like I don't read ahead, so I haven't even read these ones yet. All right, issues. Ooh, this looks like a freaking cool. This is a freaking cool cover.
That is a cool cover.
Damn, that is awesome. So it's October Guard. We got G.I. Joe in the face shield in reflection of Cobra Commanders. That's.
I wish we would have gotten October Guard action figures back. I think they made 1 or 2 later, much later in the line. Like 89, 1990.
Yeah. You wanted them early. Yeah, I mean they could have, right? Because they had all of the backstory for them.
Mm-hmm.
Cover Girl soon and Scarlet hating every new chick on the team. Yeah, I didn't know O-rings were replaceable when I was a kid, so the internet was not a thing, so we didn't really know anything, right? So
we didn't.
Well, I was satisfied with these two stories. I thought they were.
I do like the robot issue. I think that's kind of cute.
Yeah, issue 4 was a little too like traditional military for me. It didn't have a lot of the like sci-fi. It had a lot of cool stuff, but didn't have a lot of the cool sci-fi stuff.
I guess it was a bit more Tom Clancy-ish, just straightforward.
Straight up. So, yeah, these are fun. I'm enjoying these.
Okay, issue 11, we started to get second wave of action figures come in.
Oh, all right.
And we get Destro, not full body reveal, but we get Destro.
Oh, I want that. Is that full body reveal? Is that in like that classified file thing that they have at the end? Did we get like a Playboy spread of Destro?
Not that I'm remembering.
God damn it. All right, fine. Whatever.
I think he's on issue 12 cover, maybe.
Okay. I'll have to wait. How many weeks is that? A lot of weeks. But no, I'll be reading.
We will get there. We will get there. Patience.
We will definitely get there. I'll be reading 5 and 6 over this next week. And apologies for having to, I should have said this at the beginning, apologies for having to reschedule at the last minute. We're getting solar panels put on our house and did not expect the survey team to be here for close to 4 hours. So
4 hours?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm glad that they were here for 4 hours because they went over with a fine tooth comb all of our panels and our roof and everything. So I know that everything is checked out, but I had off last Monday and I was like, oh yeah, noon should be good. And like, they came here at 8. So, whatever. But yeah, I would do it. Like, it's funny. Like we found out that there's a bunch of people on our block that have solar, but the solar companies put them up so fast. We had no idea like who had solar and who didn't, like over the last couple of years, but everybody that we've talked to is like, this is the best thing they've ever done. So I'm excited. So that project's moving forward. So, but apologies for having to reschedule last minute. And it's funny because one of the comments was, I remember like before I rescheduled it, one of the comments last week in the stream before it started was, are they really starting at noon Pacific time? I'm like, yes, and oh no, don't got to reschedule. Anyways, we will be back at our regularly scheduled time, which is 5:30. Is 5:30 work for you? 7:30 your time?
Yep. Yep.
Be there, be square.
Be there, be square.
So yeah, thanks everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. It's always fun. Like all the banter back and forth in the chat, I get a kick out of. So keep coming, keep reliving the comics. I'm living them for the first time. So, but yeah, thank you, Soundtracks with Birdman, for the wonderful idea to do this and the constant hints you were dropping as this Kickstarter was going. You're like, a lot of people like this. It's generated 2 million, now 3 million, now almost 4 million. Oh, wait. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do like the Transformers next.
I hope so, because if I would do this again, I would do it for the Transformers. So if there is any book out there that has all this, do they have this already and they just haven't put it in this form? Like, there's got to be a book that has all those comics.
I mean, it's available in different formats, but you got to go looking.
Yeah. Nice to see a Lunchbox Killer 805. I'm still trying to get all these. So, well, let me know which ones you're missing, because I did see, and there's one vendor who I go for toys. He's got stacks of comics, and I did see a shit ton of Real American Hero comics in there. But I had to like refrain myself from buying them because I'm like, well, I got the whole series coming and I don't need the individual comics. Well, maybe I do, right?
I would still love to have the complete run. I have the complete special missions run, but the Real American Hero line, it's just kind of like 10, 15 years ago, it was very affordable, very affordable. But now it's just like maybe $10 to $15 per issue on the average. And
yeah,
you have other issues that are substantially more. It's just like, I mean, $10 an issue times 155 issues.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but you don't have to spend it all at once. So, but you know, you could also spend it on some other things, you know, like action figures or watches or
USS flags
or a new Jaguar, you know, whatever. So
yeah, whatever floats your boat, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Lunchbox Killer. If you have a short list, just DM me on Instagram. It'll give me something else to look for at our monthly antique fair. So there's not a lot for me to look for. So this would actually make me very happy if you sent me some things for me to look for there. And I found this awesome Star Wars record for yours truly, Soundtracks with Birdman, which I think he is going up to get at this said antique fair, and you'll never know what we'll find. And yes, Larry Hama will sign your copies. And Clint, yes, thank you for relaying that story, because I remember you meeting Mr. Larry Hama and getting some cigs for him from him. So very good. And there it is. There it is. Let's check it out. Oh, that was it. All right, fine.
Whoa, okay. Hey. Got
Gotta get people the eye candy. What condition would you say that's in?
Really nice. This is probably one of the nicest ones I've seen.
It was just there, and I was like, yeah, it was beautiful.
It's got the original poster that came with it. It's got the insert. The LPs are in really nice shape. I mean, it's got a really great cover. I was thinking about framing it, like I'd have to get 2 more so I can get the front, the back, the gatefold,
well,
and then the record. I mean, it would either be like a really big ass frame thing, or it would have to be a bunch of smaller things to just kind of like collage on the wall.
So Joe Fan 84, that's a record that I found for Mr. Soundtracks with Birdman at our antique fair that happens once a month. So it was just sitting on a table. I mean, the guy, I think he charged $30 for it, but I was like, oh, do you take 25? He's like, sure. So yeah, if you want me to look out for more of those things, I'll do it. I'll be happy to. But yeah, it's mostly I go there with my wife. So she looks for, there's a heck of a lot of more stuff that she is into there than I was. Oh, he thought it was a laser disc. That's after the record times, the dark times of the laser disc.
I had a laser disc player back in the day.
Well, that's good. We didn't. We just stuck with the traditional VCR and let Betamax and the laser disc play out. So, all right. Well, thank you again for joining us, everybody, and we will see you next week for issues 5 and 6. Can I get a cacao for a sound off, Birdman?
I'm sorry?
Can I get a cacao? There we go. All right. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you for coming by, everyone. Leave your comments below. What's your favorite issue so far? Mine's number 2.
All right. Bye, y'all.